Welcome to another video on regression. Now, you have to be patient because we'll be dealing with the calculator aspect and the hand method of this regression. Now, in our last episode, we talked about the correlation. So if you did not watch the aspect of the correlation, I would love you to watch the aspect. Now, regression is of two types. Like, we have y on x and we have x on y. Now, if it is y on x, we have y to be a plus bx, and if it is x on y, to be x to be a plus by. Now, the major issue or the major focus we have here is the value of a here and the value of b. That is how we normally do regression. So for the a under y on x, that will be summation y, summation x squared minus summation x, summation xy, all over n summation x squared minus summation x all squared. And for the b, we have it to be n summation xy minus summation x summation y all over n summation x squared minus summation x all squared. Now for the x or y, you just have to change anywhere you have x to y and anywhere you have y to x for the y and x. Now a for the x and y will now be summation x. We start with summation y first here. It will be like a summation y all square minus summation y. It will be like a summation xy all over. We have n summation y square minus summation y all square. Now this one is x, so this one will be y. Now the b to this will now be n summation xy minus summation y summation x all over n summation y squared minus bracket summation y all squared. Now, how do you find the question to this? Now let us solve some questions. Now you have the first question to see is, if you have your x and you have your y, you are given x and you are given y. You have 5, you have 10, you have 15, you have 20, you have 25. For the y, you have 1, you have 3, you have 4, you have 7, you have 10. Then the next one we found, according to the formula, we need xy. But before, don't forget that the summation of the x here, summation, let's put summation here. Summation of the x here will be 75. Summation of the y here will be 25. And for the xy, we have 5. We have 30. We have 60 here. Because xy means you are multiplying x into y. 5 times 1 is 5. 10 times 3 is 30. 15 times 4 is 60. 20 times 7 will be 140. Then this one will give us 250. If we sum this together, we'll give you 485. We need x squared. Now for the x squared, 5 squared will give us 25. 10 squared, that's 100. So it will give us 225. So it will give us 400. 25 squared will be 625. And the summation of this will be 1375. We need y squared. Now what's y squared? 1 squared will be 1. 3 squared will be 9. 4 squared will be 16. 7 squared will be 49. 10 squared will be 100. And the summation here will be 175. Now, this is it. Now, the first question asks us to find the regression of y on x. The second question asks us to find the regression of y and the regression of x on y. Now, let us solve for the first one. The first one, to find the regression of y on x, that's y is equals to a plus bx. So we have to find the what? The a. Don't forget, I'll be using the calculator to solve this. So we have a to be summation, that's y, like a summation x squared minus summation x summation xy all over n summation x square minus summation x all square. Now to find a here, your summation y is 25. So we have 25 in bracket summation x square, that's 1,375 minus summation x, that's 75. Then summation y, xy, that's 485. Then we now have n to be 5, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the counting. Then summation x square, that's 1,375 minus summation x, which is 75 all square. The final answer to this will be minus 1.6. Now how do we find b here? B formula is n summation xy minus summation x summation y all over n summation x square minus summation x all square. Now what's your n? That's 5. We have 5 into bracket. Summation xy is 485 minus your summation x is 75. Then summation y is 25 all over our n is still 5 bracket. Summation x square is 1,375 minus summation x, which is 75 all square. We find the final answer here, that's 0.44. And the value, the final answer will now be y is equals to your a. What's your a? Minus 1.6 plus your b, which is 0.44x. 0.44x. Just substitute the value of x and y, that is y is equals to minus 1.6 plus 0.44x. So that's the final answer. Now this is how to solve the regression of y on x. Now let us solve for the regression of x on y. Now for x on y, this is the second aspect. X on y, we have x to be a plus by. Now we have to find our a. For x on y, we now have the formula to be summation x summation y square minus summation y, then summation xy. Then all over, we have n summation y square minus summation y all square. What's the formula? Now, let us get the values. Now, what's the values we have here? We have the summation x. Don't forget. The value of the summation x here is 75 here. So we have it to be 75. That'll be into bracket 75. Then summation y square, that's 175 minus summation y, that's 25. Summation xy here is 485 over n is 5 bracket summation y square, that's 175 minus summation y, that's 25, so square. The final answer here should give us 4. Yes, when you press it on the calculator. Now for the b formula is n summation x y minus summation y summation x all over n summation y square minus into bracket summation y all square. Now let us have the value to this. Our n is 5. Summation xy, that's 485 minus summation y, that's 25. Summation x is 75 all over n is still 5 bracket summation y square. Y square is what? 175. So minus summation y, which is 25 all square. The final answer here should give us 2.2. We press it on the calculator. That's this. Let's press. We have the 5 to the bracket of 485 minus, we have into bracket 25. With the bracket we have 75. Then come to the denominator. We have 5 into bracket 175 minus we have 25 close bracket square. And the final answer, this one is 2.2. Yes, 2.2. Now we have this to be 2.2. We have a to be 4 and y to be 2.2. So the final answer, x is equals to a plus by. So x will now be, our a is 4 plus 2.2 y. So this is the final answer. Now, let me quickly use the calculator to solve this. Now, the calculator method of the question, we have to find the regression of y on x and the regression of x on y. Now, solving it here. For that question, if you are given the value like this, we are given the value of x, we are given the value of y. Now, if you want to insert on your calculator, let's press the AC. X insert the calculator. If you are given x and y like this, for you to find y on x, listen carefully. For you to find y on x, you press your mode, you press your stats. Now you can see that the number 2 we want to use is a plus bx. So if you see it very well, you'll notice that it is the formula we are using is in terms of x. So that means it is automatically, the one on your calculator is automatically for y on x, not for x on y. So if we want to do y on x like this, we'll go for number 2. So let us insert the value of x as it is given. We have 5 equals to press equals to, we have 10, we press equals to, we press 15, we press equals to, we press 20, we press equals to, press 25, press equals to. Now come to the under y here, press 5, sorry, this calculator is giving an issue. So let's go again. Go for start, that's number 2. Let's insert again for x, press equals to, for 10, press equals to, 15, press equals to, for 20, we press equals to, for 25, we press equals to. Now press downward direction, come to under y here, and let's insert for y. You press 1, press equals to, press 3, press equals to, press 4, press equals to, press 7, press equals to, press 10, press equals to. Now, after you are done, you now press your AC. After you press your AC, you now press shift, your number 1, that starts. We'll go to reg. Now you can see that your A is 1, so press equals to, that's minus 1.6. Now our A here is minus 1.6. That's our A. Can you see? Minus 1.6. And what's the value of A we got here? That's minus 1.6. Now for the B, you press your shift, start as well, go to reg, then your B is number 2. So press 2 and press equals to. The answer is 0.44. That is that what we got here as well is 0.44. So that's how you do y on x. So you just have to. Now, if you want to do your x on y is the same method, but the only thing you just do is that for the x on y, you press your mode again. When you press your mode, you now press your start, 3, press number 2. So the values you inserted, if you want to do x on y, you are going to interchange the values. All the values of x, you give it to y. All the values of y, you give it to x. So that means on this column of x now, I'm going to insert all the values of y. So I have 1, I press equals to. I have 3, I press equals to. I have 4, I press equals to. Don't forget, I'm interchanging the value. I have 7, I have equals to. Press 10, press equals to. Now come to under y. You are going to input the value of x under y. Press 5 and press equals to. Press 10 and press equals to. Press 15 and press equals to. Press 20. Sorry, the calculator has done it again. Let's start. All the values of y again. because this calculator is somehow stupid. So that's it. Don't worry. We have to fix the calculator after this. So we are inserting the value of x under y. So 5 equals to, we have 10, press equals to, we have 15, we have equals to, we have 20, press equals to, we have 25, press equals to. Now press AC. After you press AC, don't forget I told you that if you are doing x and y, you interchange the values. Like you give the value of x for y, give the value of y for what? For x. Now press shift 1, go to reg, then go to 1, which is a, then press equals to. And the value we have here is what? Is 4. Can you see that we have 4 here? So the 4 here, which is the value we got as well using the formula. So press shift 1. If you press shift 1 as well, if you press shift 1 and you press your B, you are still going to get the what? The 2.2. You press shift 1, you press your reg, and you press what? You press your B. The same way we did for the what? For the previous one. You are still going to get 2.2. That is how to solve correlation and what? And regression. Now, let me give you an assignment. At the comment section, let me have the answer to this one. If you have your x and y like this, you have x, you have y. This one is 2, this one is 9. You have 4, you have 12. You have 5, you have 8. You have 8, you have 7. You have 11, you have 4. Now, let me ask you, under this aspect, for x on y, what's the value of A? What's the value of B? What's the value of A? What's the value of B? And for y on x, what's the value of A? What's the value of B? You can use the calculator method because you'll be dealing with CBT for some students, and some that are not dealing with CBT have already scrunched the aspects of the hand method. Thank you very much. God bless. I remain Ishana, the blessing my name, popularly known as Jenna David. God bless you. Like, comment, and subscribe.